Okay, good. And good morning. Thanks for streaming with us. We appreciate it. Just making sure my mic is on. I always do that. All right. It is wonderful, right? Right. The weather has been great. The low this morning, I believe we hit 55, and it has been a while since we've had a low temperature in the mid 50s. Matter of fact, you've got to go all the way back to April, I believe April 22nd. I think that's close to it. So it's been a while since we've been in the 50s. Hill country was in the 40s this morning, and high today will only be in the upper 70s. So really nice weather. This afternoon is going to be beautiful. All right, next few days, maybe a few showers. I'll show you why here in just a second, with partly cloudy skies. And next week, a little more humidity and warmer temperatures. I think we're not going to go back to the 90s, but I do think upper 80s for most of next week. But still, not a very good chance for rainfall. Rainfall chances are just real slim. All right, 66, that's the current temperature. We've got some clouds working in, and that's the way it's going to be for the rest of the day. Partly cloudy at times, mostly sunny at times, just kind of clouds kind of going back and forth. Low this morning was 6 degrees below average, which is really nice. So it looks like the low actually was 54 degrees this morning. All right, record high 96 set back in 19 and 93, and we're not going to come anywhere near that. That's great. All right, the rest of the afternoon, here's what you can expect. Temperatures in the low 70s out there, and then we'll top out in the upper 70s around 78, 70, 79. If you go out this evening, once the sun sets, the temperature will drop off pretty quickly. At least it'll feel a lot cooler, so take a little bit of a light jacket with you. And by the way, I was off Wednesday, so Tuesday night, I went to see if I could find the comet. And it looks like to me that you're going to have to go out of town, because I was searching and I was looking and I couldn't see it. Of course, I was somewhat in the city, northern portions of Bexar County. So you're going to have to get out where it's really dark and there's not much light pollution, I think. I don't know if you've had better success, but I couldn't see it. And looking at a comet, comets are great if you get a chance to check it out tonight. It's going to be a little bit dimmer, not as bright as it was a couple days ago. So I'm going to still try. I'm going to try again tonight, but prospects are pretty low, I think. All right, temperature this morning. This map says 55, but I think the low was actually 54. Got down to 45 in Bernie, Kerrville down to 45, Fredericksburg 44, Gonzales 52, Hallettsville 52. You'll notice down to the south and west with additional cloud cover this morning that the lows weren't as low. They were a little bit more mild. 63, Del Rio, Cotulla 63, Crystal City and Carrizo Springs about 61. Those were the lows this morning. Temperature outside right now, we're sitting at 66. We may not hit that 72. We may not hit that 72 at noon, probably more like 69 or so. So high temperatures today, only upper 70s. Mid 70s in some locations. I mean, it's about time, so it's feeling pretty good. You can see the cloud cover here. This is what's going on across the state of Texas and the southern part of the country. We've got high pressure centered around Memphis, Tennessee. Around that high, you can see that stationary frontal boundary kind of off to the south. We've got a kind of an easterly wind, may even turn southeasterly this afternoon, but the big ridge of high pressure stretches from Texas all the way over to the East Coast with this nice surface ridge of high pressure that's making it a little cooler, which is great, kind of fall-like. All right, high temperatures this afternoon. Let's back it up a little bit. Probably about 78, somewhere around there. Dallas-Fort Worth struggling to reach 70 for a high. High Washington, D.C., upper 50s. Look at the western part of the country. Temperatures really cool up around Salt Lake City. Those are the high temperatures there. Casper, Wyoming, coming in at about 61. So make a visual just snapshot of this. And let me show you the upper level pattern. You'll notice that where the temperatures are the coolest, that's where we've got upper level lows. Watch this. So come back here. Yeah. So you got this big trough across the western portion of the country, and then an upper level low that's kind of stuck there around the eastern part of the U.S. Now this trough that's out west, one thing you'll notice too is this pattern right here is definitely better than we had for about 6 weeks with a ridge of high pressure or northwest flow aloft. When you have a northwest flow aloft, there's just no way you're going to pick up rainfall. With this kind of pattern, at least you got a little bit better chance. This is not optimal, but a little bit better chance. So watch this system as it comes off of California. Watch it as it dives down into Arizona. And if that system was to come and just come all the way through Texas, we'd have a really good chance for rain, or at least a better chance for rain. But notice how the main jet stream is way up to the north across southern Canada. And that low just gets cut off from any driving force, and it just puts on the brakes. But I think tomorrow we got about a 10% chance of a shower. Saturday, maybe a 10% chance. Sunday, maybe a 10% chance. Just not really good chances. And then, as we head into next week, look what happens. We're back to square one with a northwest flow aloft, kind of a ridge of high pressure. And so temperatures are going to warm up into the upper 80s. I don't think we'll get into the 90s until, is it Thursday? I think it's Wednesday or Thursday of next week. And the reason I'm stalling here is there's going to be a pretty decent cold front, I think, that's going to come in. Actually, it's going to be closer to the end of the month. Yeah, it's the following Monday and the following Tuesday that we're going to have a cold front. And the reason why I think so is for most of next week, it's going to be warm with highs in the upper 80s and lows in the 60s. But if you notice, way up there around the northwestern part of the country and out of Canada, there should be a pretty good diving trough that comes in and comes across the country, and that'll bring us a pretty decent cold front. Keep your fingers crossed at pretty close to the end of the 14 days. I'll show you it coming up. And so Halloween, I think, is going to be nice. At least that's the way it looks right now. Halloween's 15 days out. But at this point, it looks like it's going to be a nice evening for Halloween. That could change because it's so far out, but that's the way it looks to me. Okay, I'll show you the 14-day coming up. Let's see, temperatures this afternoon, upper 70s, 78, something like that. Lows tomorrow morning, not as cool, still in the 50s though. And then highs tomorrow, lower 80s, and this is what I'm talking about. We'll have just enough lift from that upper level low out to the west. We'll have just enough moisture that maybe there'll be a few isolated showers, nothing to get excited about at all, and rain chances very slim, maybe 10%. I've had a couple of folks ask me, what is in the air? Because it's killing me. Ragweed. This time of the year, if you've got the sniffles, more than likely it's because of ragweed. Ragweed is moderate, 270 grains per cubic meter. That was this morning's check. Okay, so 10% chance of a shower Friday, Saturday, and I'm going to extend this into Sunday. I was working on the forecast a little bit. I'm going to extend it into Sunday. And then next week, highs in the upper 80s. And this doesn't reflect it, but I think as we head into the 29th and the 30th, I'm going to take those temperatures down a little bit with a cold frontal boundary that comes in on the 28th. We're all dealing with things that are way out in the future. And matter of fact, whenever I put this forecast together, sometimes I'll extrapolate, and sometimes I'll won't even actually use what the computer model has. I'll kind of think about what I think should happen as opposed to what the computer models, and even slow turns to taking it all just kind of with a trend. And don't be so, I don't jump at the first time I see a cold front. I wait for a couple days. But anyway, having said all that, I think sometime at the end of the month there will be a pretty decent cold front. It's going to be close to Halloween. At this point, I think Halloween's going to be pretty decent. So anyway, we went on a long answer there. I got to go and run to do the noon show. But again, we do appreciate you streaming. Make sure and watch us 4, 5, 6, and 10. And I don't think I'm here tomorrow. But anyway, again, thanks for streaming. We appreciate it. And I will see you later.